Hi and welcome to my channel, The Organised Mum Lifestyle, where I'm going to give you top tips on being organised so you can go on those adventures and make the most of your children at the age they are. So I do a lot of meal prep, a huge amount of meal prep. Meals which you can put straight in the oven, they're ready, they're really quick to prepare when I've got a toddler hanging off my ankles or just quickly need to get dinner on the table when you walk in at 5 o'clock after a busy day at work. So I prep all my meals as much as possible. I meal plan 1 to 2 weeks out. I make use of the freezer. Most meals are prepared and then I've got, say, a rice to go with it or just a pasta that's nice and simple. I do use the slow cooker a lot more in the winter, but a lot of it is just tray bakes or something simple that you can get in and cook whilst you're settling into the house and getting the kids ready. I'm not going to be doing a cooking show. This is not any fancy tips on how to cook. This is tips on how to prep as many meals as you can in such a short time. Today we're going to be making quesadillas, tacos, chili, curry, sweet and sour chicken, carbonara and meatballs. I'm also hoping to make lemon drizzle cakes, but I might do them tonight as I've only got about an hour to an hour and a half available this afternoon before I've got to go and pick the kids up. That's going to do us for the next 10 to 12 nights. I probably won't use them at the weekend. I've planned for them for the next 2 weeks. I've got a really busy 2 weeks coming up at work, so I'm going to try and meal prep as much as possible. One of the reasons I do it all in one go is that I can do a big fat of beef mince and then I can cook that all in one go. One I might add chili to, another one I might add spaghetti bolognese to, and then that means I can cook all the mince at once. I buy a couple of bats of mince, a tray of chicken, and then I cook it all together. One of my secrets for my sweet and sour is that I'll cook all the chicken ready, I'll pop it into a seal lock bag and then I'll put it in the freezer. So then when I'm cooking in the evening, all I need to do is put the chicken back in the stir fry, warm it up, it's defrosted that morning, and then I just add the sweet and sour sauce. See, I did say you weren't going to get any exciting tips, you are just getting a pot of sweet and sour sauce, or for example, a pot of curry. A new one I'm trying today though are quesadillas. Monty's currently obsessed with pizza. He would eat pizza every night of the week if he got the choice. So I'm liking the idea of the quesadillas where it looks like a pizza, only we've got vegetables hidden inside it. So I'll let you know how I get on with that one. Tacos are a regular popular one in our house, Taco Tuesday. So tacos are quite easy to do. I then get the Al Paso boats, I think they're called, and they go down quite well with a bit of sour cream and cheese. One of the things I even do is mass grate my cheese for the week and then I stick it in a pot and we put that in the fridge. That's quite handy because it makes serving in the evening super easy. Because I can just whip up the spaghetti pasta in the evening and I can just mix in a sauce. This one, I've got a good old Jamie Oliver red wine sauce. Kids quite like that one. And then we mix that in. What I'll also do, and this is my secret to everything, is a big handful of frozen veg. I'll sneak that into everything I do, or even tinned sweet corn. I'll sneak it into everything I do and the kids don't notice there's the green stuff, as they call it, inside their dinners. The carbonara, another one, I'm just going to use a carbonara jar and I'm going to pre-do my bacon and pre-do my chicken, and then I'll just do the spaghetti or the carbonara spaghetti when I get in the evening. So I'm going to have all those ready and then they'll be in the freezer. What I do is the night before, I think, right, what's for dinner tomorrow? So I transfer it from the freezer into the fridge so it's defrosting. Some of my tips are tomato paste or tinned tomatoes to thicken up the sauces. I always have quite a lot of that in the cupboard ready to go, so I haven't had to buy too much special ready for this. I'll have standard things in like eggs. I've got red kidney beans. I'm trying chili beans for the first time and I've got mild for the kids, and we'll put them inside our chili con carne this week. And thickening the sauces, things like OXO cubes are really useful as well. So let's get started. So there I've split the mince between the meatballs, which I'm going to make in this one, and then this is going to be the beef quesadillas and the tacos. I think I'm being a bit optimistic. I'm probably not going to make a chili as well. It's probably not enough mince, knowing how much my kids now like eating mince. So I think that's my limit on those 3 meals. So I've cut up 3 onions that I'm going to use in the chicken and onions, which is going to be used for the sweet and sour the curry and the carbonara. So the onions for that. And then I've got the onions inside the quesadilla tacos, and I won't put onions in the meatballs. And because we all love garlic in this house, quite a bit of not fresh garlic, unfortunately, just powdered garlic, or garlic flakes actually, that we can put in. And chopping up the chicken, I've got 1.1 kg of chicken, which is about 3 chicken breasts. They are big ones. I'm hoping that's going to make up 3 meals, particularly the curry, the sweet and sour, and the carbonara. One of the things I really like about doing my meal prep now all in one go is it reduces the amount of washing up. Even now I'm using 2 pans because I'm cooking en masse. They're going to be divided up into bowls. On the night, it also reduces my washing up because I don't have quite so much to do in the evening, which makes it a lot easier on those busy work nights. That's made even more taco mince than I thought it would, which is great because I'm going to use this for the quesadillas, which I'm going to have tonight. So I'm going to just reheat that in a couple of hours time. Taco wise, I think I've got 2 sets of tacos or a chili con carne from that. So I'm going to put them into these pots and then they can go in the freezer, and we'll probably have that next week. For my carbonara, curry and sweet and sour chicken, I just pre-cook my chicken and the bacon for the carbonara. Then I put it all inside sandwich bags and then pop it in the freezer. I can then add in my sauces, and in this case I don't have enough chickpeas. I want a tin of chickpeas, so I'll chuck that in with the curry, ready to serve that for dinner time, and I'll do like poppadoms and rice. For the sweet and sour, I'd like some fresh capsicum, so I'm going to get some capsicum fresh. I'll pick that up in a couple of days and then I can chop that up as part of my prep. And for the carbonara, nice and simple, just put the spaghetti on and mix it all together with a jar. The next one is my meatballs. These are super popular with the kids. They want as many little meatballs as they can, and they're super easy for me to cook. So it's just the minced meat separated out before I cooked it. Breadcrumbs, I buy my breadcrumbs. I used to make them, but life. Bit of flake garlic, bit of garlic salt, bit of salt and pepper, bit of rosemary. What else do I chuck in there? Oh, and 2 eggs just to bind it all together. And then I will grill them on this grill sheet, so a lot of the fat drips through. Then I'll put them inside a tray, ready to go in the freezer, and then they're super easy to get back out. I will put them in a pan, warm them up slightly, then I'll add the sauce, and then they'll warm up with the sauce, because at least I know that the meat is fully cooked right the way through. So I'm confident that I can just put the spaghetti on, or pasta, or whatever we're in the mood for, and we can have meatballs. And I've had to say, as the kids have got bigger, I'm having to make more and more meatballs because they're so popular. So there we go. I've got 7 meals prepared and ready to go. I've got meatballs, which I just need to add spaghetti and a stir-in sauce on the evening. I've got a chili con carne, which I'll serve with rice and might just make like garlic bread. I've got a tacos, which I serve with the tacos, cheese, bit of salad. I've got spaghetti carbonara, which just needs a sauce and the pasta cooking. I've got a sweet and sour, which I just need to add the capsicums in and the sweet and sour sauce and a bit of rice. And then I've got the curry, which again, I just add a curry sauce into, and I need to get some chickpeas. I would normally make the curry completely ready and make it a tray bake, but I've forgotten the chickpeas, so we're all normal. And then finally tonight, we're gonna have the taco mix, but we're gonna serve it as quesadillas using the tortillas with taco mix. And I've already pre-grated my cheese, ready to go for tonight, and I'll probably use that tomorrow. And I think we're gonna have the carbonara tomorrow, so again, I can use that tomorrow. And then I've just done a little salad. Kids won't eat it, but for Daddy and I. So that only took me just over an hour to get everything ready. Washing up's minimal because everything was pretty much done in one pot with the addition of the chicken. So I'm going to put the dishwasher on, and that's nice and simple. And then a little bit later, I'm going to make 2 lemon drizzle cakes. So I've got them for lunches as well. Editing Emily here.
I thought the quesadillas looked pretty cool. I was quite pleased with them, served them with a nice salad, but unfortunately they didn't go down very well with Monty. He didn't believe that they were pizzas and, well, it was a bit of a disaster. But I'm not going to write it off and I'm going to try it again in a few weeks. And I did make the lemon drizzle cakes that evening, but that also set the tone for the rest of the evening. As you can see from the footage that I attempted to record, I was constantly being interrupted by small children who wanted drinks, wanted this, were obsessed with the fact the camera was in the room. I shouldn't have even bothered. And as a result, I ended up with some very deflated looking lemon drizzle cakes. However, they did serve quite nicely and they look pretty good.
So it's a few days later and we've already had the quesadillas and the meatballs and they went down pretty well, the meatballs anyway. We're going to have the curry tonight. I've just walked in, so I'm going to get the curry in. It's been defrosting in the fridge. We got the sweet and sour later this week, the chili and the tacos. Busy week at work at the moment, so straight on, dinner's on, and I'm just so glad I did that meal prep. So if you enjoyed this video, I'm going to do a few more videos on mum hacks and organisations around a busy working life, and also go on some more adventures and some more day trips we've got planned, which I look forward to sharing with you. I'll see you in my next video.